The School of the Arts and Communication is where the art of storytelling comes to life. We create connections, entertain audiences, and inspire change. Today, our roles as storytellers are more vital than ever.
Why not shift where the audience is? And so we are launching a new digital platform called ArtsComm Digital.
Watch student films, behind the scenes, and musical performances in a brand new digital format. ArtsComm Digital brings these experiences straight to you.
Spread love. We all could use some right now.
ArtsComm Digital, the College of New Jersey's online creative hub. Visit artscom.tcnj.edu/artscom-digital for more.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tom McCarthy, and welcome to the Arts.com digital launch event. So I graduated from the College of New Jersey in 1990 with a degree in communications. At that time, I was a sports writer for the Trenton Times. I have since moved on and am now the play-by-play voice on television for the Philadelphia Phillies and for the NFL on CBS. I'm excited to be with you today to help launch this great new program, the TCNJ School of Arts and Communications new digital platform. So I've been involved with the College of New Jersey since I graduated. I am one of 19 McCarthys who have gone to TCNJ or who are currently going to TCNJ. My daughter is a junior STEM major currently on the campus. My two oldest sons played baseball at the College of New Jersey and were communication majors as well. My oldest son is following in my footsteps and is also a broadcaster and is currently the AAA broadcaster for the Philadelphia Phillies. And my other son, who graduated just a couple of years ago, is still playing professional baseball. So not only is the School of Communication important to us, the school as a whole is extremely important to us. So my story was I went to the College of New Jersey in 1986 solely to play baseball. And I was a biology major. And I was a really bad biology major. 2 years into being a biology major, I met with my advisor, Dr. Gary Lipton, and he said, "What are you going to do when you graduate?" And I'd already been writing for the Trenton Times at the time, and I was also broadcasting the school's football games. And I said, "I don't know. I think I'm just going to write medical journals." And he just laughed out loud for a good 5 minutes. He said, "You know what you should do? You should transfer to the School of Communications and continue to evolve as a writer and a broadcaster." So I did that, and I met a man by the name of Dave Rogoski, who essentially changed my life as a broadcaster. Because the first time I went behind a microphone, Dr. Rogoski said to me, "Tom, you've got a great voice. You need to utilize that voice." I graduated in 4 years and eventually made my way up to being a professional broadcaster and just finished my 20th year in Major League Baseball. So this program is extremely close to my heart. So I hope it will become close to your heart and will continue to add to what has been a great legacy for all of you. So without further ado, we're going to hear from some alums today. We're also going to hear from some professors, and we are now going to hear from the ArtsComm Dean, Maurice Hall.
Thank you so much, Tom. You are a fantastic ambassador for our school and a wonderful example of the successes of our alums. Welcome to the launch today to ArtsComm Digital. For those of you who are alums of the School of Arts and Communication, and for those of you who are current students, faculty, and staff, we hope this will make you proud. We hope that what you see here will resonate with you in terms of the richness and the diversity of what happens in our school every single day. But for those of you who may be high school students, who are thinking of coming to TCNJ in the fall and coming to study in one of the disciplines in our school, I hope this will make you excited. Today, you will hear from current students in the school. You will also see some of the products that our students produce. You will see examples of our students who have made films. You will hear students talking about their experiences. You will also have an opportunity to do a tour of our facilities, and you'll get to hear something about the community that exists here in the School of the Arts and Communication, the kind of community that has produced this amazing platform you'll see today. you'll also get an opportunity to see the platform itself. If you're curious about our school, curious about what we do, curious about what it's like to be here as a student, then certainly you need to watch the entirety of what we do here today. This has been the product of the work of many, many people, too many to thank, but hardworking people in a really close community. And the idea that we want to share with you is this. At a time when we can't be together in the way that we would like, what if we shifted where the audience is? What if we took what we would normally do in person and bring it to you, an audience at home? And that's the idea behind ArtsComm Digital. So sit back, relax. Welcome to the launch today of ArtsComm Digital. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Michael Condoracci. I'm a junior communication studies major with a radio, TV, film concentration, and I'm part of the ArtsComm Digital team. Long before I started looking for colleges, I knew what I wanted to study. TCNJ wasn't even on my radar until I attended an open house with two of my friends. Sitting there in the TV studio, listening to comm studies seniors talk about their own experiences and showcase the Kendall Hall facilities. That's what pretty much sealed the deal for me. I'm involved with Lions Television, TCNJ's on-campus TV station. My high school and middle school had their own TV studios with full control rooms provided by the public access station, so I was already familiar with most of it before coming to TCNJ. I started out behind the camera in LTV, and then during my sophomore year I went on camera. We played Jeopardy during my sophomore spring semester, and I was Alex Trebek. And then that summer, I also appeared as a TV weatherman in our Real Fake News comedy series, actually on this very setup. Whether it's rendering the final cut, seeing the final edit, my favorite part is the widespread distribution to the TCNJ community, be it online across social media, but also to outside audiences, people in Ewing alone, people throughout New Jersey, and even throughout the country, throughout the world. They really get to see what TCNJ life is all about.
Michael, thank you very much. We're all proud of you and proud of the work that you have done. Michael is one of a handful of students, one of many students who have done some amazing work while at the College of New Jersey. And there are some that did amazing work at the school, but have started to carry that over into the real world. And speaking of that, let us welcome now recent alum Katrina Braggett, who just produced a short film called Tides. Now, Tides can be seen again on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern at the Public Health Film Festival. It's extremely important to note that Katrina will be honored along with a number of other students and alums from schools around the country for the work that she put in. Katrina, welcome, and tell us a little bit about Tides and why you put it together.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'd like to say that Tides was not my original idea. I had a different idea before the pandemic really hit. And after the pandemic hit, I was sitting at home during quarantine and I was listening to the news. So I heard a lot of hate crimes happening against Asian Americans, and it made me really upset. So after I was upset, I realized that I could turn this into something more productive. And then I decided that I could tell the Asian American narrative, while I could also delve into some topics that a lot of people find very difficult to face.
What are some of the things you learned as you produced this film that maybe you didn't know before?
I did not really have any experience personally with having hate crimes occurring against me, but I still was very shocked, and it felt very personal for me to see these kinds of things happening in the world around me.
What are some of the feelings or actions by the viewers that you hope to evoke with the release of the film?
I would like for people to understand what's happening in the world, even if it makes them uncomfortable. And I feel like the only way to fight back against this kind of racism is to raise awareness, to educate yourselves and others, and to encourage thoughtful but respectful discourse on these topics.
Now, to make them feel uncomfortable, I would think is difficult for a young filmmaker. How hard was that to make sure that you made them feel uncomfortable?
For me, these videos were actually kind of hard for me to watch. And I thought that a lot of people my age would also find it difficult to watch because there's some very harsh language, some very violent acts that were taken against these Asian Americans. So I thought that whatever impacted me would also impact other people in similar ways.
Was it important to make sure that there was explicit language to tell the whole story?
I did not actively look for this, but I wasn't going to try to censor the kinds of things that were happening just because it was a little bit harsh.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited about the release this Monday at the film festival?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Well, congratulations on that. And folks, as we did mention before, Tides does contain explicit language, but as Katrina mentioned, it's a way to tell the story the way the story needs to be told. So, congratulations to Katrina. You get a chance now to see her exceptional work. Here is Tides.
If there is one thing that's constant about the world, it is that it's always changing. There are intervals of high tide and low tide, life and death, progression and regression. We thought 2020 was going to be a year of progress.
Parasite has 6 Academy Award nominations and is the first film not in the English language to win Best Picture.
Rapper and actress Awkwafina has made history by becoming the first woman of Asian descent to win a Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy.
I am the first Asian American man to run for president as a Democrat, and I'm very proud of my heritage and of being Asian American.
And for some of us, it was supposed to be a year of hopeful beginnings. But just when we begin to expect one thing, life has a way of changing trajectories.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus?
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
About Chinese
yeah, please, John, please.
The AIDS behind you. Are you
I have great love for all of the people from our country.
Stigma overcomes the image we've slowly improved.
Yo! Don't fucking touch me!
Tides have changed.
Running my business, and the guy over there, he hits an old lady. He hits her head on the glass, and she knocks out. He hits a friend coming out the store. Basically, I just chased him and held him down till the cops got here. Because those are old people. And they're ladies. You don't do that.
He's not playing about his fucking kids. Look, he's scared, OG. Crack your shit. You hear this, nigga? Get your fucking ass.
Go back to your country. All that communism, fuck you. You need to go to fuck.
In times of panic, fear, and frustration, people lash out at whoever they can blame. And unfortunately, the tides are once again going against our social progress. Someday, we'll find a vaccine, and the world will attempt to return to normal. But while there may always be leaps and bounds, Asian Americans will always have to be ready for a sudden change in tides.
Congratulations to Katrina. And folks, that's some of the work that you will see done at the College of New Jersey, and also the work that will carry over after the kids graduate from TCNJ. Just incredible work. Our next guest is a graduate of TCNJ in 2001. Derek Wan is a director, nonfiction original series, Netflix, and he is one of our proud alums who has done some incredible work in the field of television. And first of all, Derek, I want to ask you just your reaction to seeing Katrina's video and the work that she put in with it.
Yeah, you watch that and you hope that that's not our world, you know. It triggers so many emotions. You know, I think I've seen it several times now, and it always just brings back very kind of hard emotions sometimes to really think about. But my mind goes to artistic expression is such an important part of being creative and being a content creator. And Tides reminds us that, you know, having a POV and a clear perspective is key to any content. That vision of what you want to talk about, who you want to speak to with your work. And the subject matter in Tides is something I can relate to. I see myself, my family in this, and it reminds me how important it is to share these stories that connect with all humans on an emotional level first versus with an agenda, but hopefully making an impact on those who find it and want to do something about it.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible work. All right, so this is the launch of the ArtsComm digital program. How important is it for students and even folks in the real world to have a grip on this kind of a program?
Well, I'll start off that I was never comfortable being in the digital world. I mean, I was at TCNJ during a time when like online magazines, blogs, social media was becoming an important component of the work for one's career, and had so much tension with it. But yes, it's important to operate in a digital world. It's important to understand how the mechanics work and how audiences consume content. I think one needs to focus on the analytics, right? Evaluate content and find the best way to unpack how to tell a great story to as many people as possible. I think a lot about innovating on the familiar. Back in my day, the journalism, professional writing major sat in the English department, and I really valued that attention to that storytelling.
Yeah, and storytelling, I mean, for what you do and what you try to do is important. It's to sort of take that into the real world, isn't it?
Yeah, because you have to think that like it's easy to just create content you love. It's easy to create content that your family will support. It's hard to create content that connects with as many people as possible. You know, it's cool to win awards. It's cool that you're proud of yourself, but how do you get more people to understand what you want to do or what you want to tell? And I think this ArtsComm Digital could provide that platform in a community that supports each other.
So I said at the beginning, I gave a little of my story that I began as a biology major at the College of New Jersey. And as I mentioned, a really bad biology major. I had applied to 7 different schools, and it was a different major at all 7 schools, including TCNJ. I never imagined that I would be a broadcaster, particularly on the major league level or in the National Football League. What was your thoughts when you got to the College of New Jersey, and how did it evolve into what you're doing now?
Well, I never thought I would fall into TV or produce nonfiction or reality television for 16 years, and then land in my current role as a buyer and creative executives, you know, shows like Love is Blind or Floor is Lava, Deaf U, Dream Home Makeover. You know, being a print journalism professional writing major, and like I said, formerly in the English department, I particularly remembered the value of the courses that challenged my understanding of storytelling. So whether it was taking creative writing or English literature in the Middle Ages, or the class devoted to the works of Dostoevsky, I realized really quickly it wasn't about learning about the practicalities of how to make or build video content, but it was more important to be analytical of how great stories are told. Now, when I look at projects, I focus on the journeys of characters and challenge teams to think about ways to capture that, right? And that's like storytelling with a camera, because it's not just about pretty framing or expensive cameras. Storytelling with the setting or the location, it's not just about a pretty background. And then like storytelling with music. If you turned off the dialogue, does the music take you on a journey? But in the same vein, I'm very thankful for the liberal arts education at TCNJ. And all the student leadership opportunities that were offered. I particularly applaud like the gen ed requirements, or at least the courses I had to choose from. I know people think sometimes it's silly or a waste of time. I just want to take the courses in my own major, but I think of it as a way to explore one's curiosity, right? My favorite class no longer exists. It was called Athens to New York, but it was part of FYE, your first year experience at TCNJ. And it allowed me to have professors outside of my department. There was one, a professor for Athens to New York called Gloria Harper Dickinson from the African American Studies Department. And her textbooks that covered history from a different perspective, like they opened up my eyes and it furthered my curiosity. And I value that. Like when you create content, you want to be knowledgeable about the world and appreciate the various perspectives and voices so you can define your own. And then when I think of all the student organizations, being a community advisor for Wolf Hall for 2 years, a leader in several student organizations, it taught me how to collaborate and work with all kinds of people, especially outside of my major. So when you think of producing content with your immense crews, that relationship that you get on campus being involved in student life is so valuable. It was a good training ground to experience leading with empathy and grace. And college is a time when you learn from each other. You learn to love, you learn to forgive. And for me, this helps with managing talent and the producers and the crew you work with. I always say, as you climb up the ladder, your job becomes more of a therapist, right? Who listens and encourages and supports and challenges your colleagues to be better. And in the same vein, I hope that ArtsComm Digital does that, right? When I think of it, the importance of this platform is not to just showcase one's work, but it hopefully invites that trusted TCNJ community and beyond, but most importantly, this college community to be able to challenge, critique, and evaluate each other's work, right? It's not enough to post something in an academic setting, but see how it affords the opportunity to engage and invite that feedback. Because I think like there's so many outlets out there where you can post your work, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram stories. There are endless possibilities where viewers can comment and share. But I hope that this community that becomes trusted voices versus trolls, right? That we can use this resource for peer review, most importantly, from students in other departments outside of this circle to review one's work so that the content creators begin to evaluate their audience, what connects most, and where more efforts can be placed to engage a broader audience. Because remember, it's easy to create something that's personal and means something to you. It's different when you create something that reaches the world. And I'm hoping that this safe space for sharing our community's talents encourages everyone to want to post their work, because someone's always watching and looking for like that next generation of storytellers.
Well, there's no doubt, and we appreciate it, Derek, very much. And your advice that you just gave some of the prospective students and current students was pretty incredible. So congratulations on your success, and we look forward to seeing more of it in the years to come. But thanks for joining us today. Derek Wan, our guest, and Derek talked about how eclectic the College of New Jersey is, not only within your major, but also beyond your major. And some of the talents that you may not see every day, we're going to introduce you to some of them right now. The TCNJ Choral virtual performance of Baba Yetu.
Hi, I'm John Leonard. I'm Director of Choral Activities at the College of New Jersey. And I hope you enjoy this performance of Baba Yetu that we put together with the TCNJ Choral for our commencement ceremony in May 2020. I hope that when you hear and see this virtual performance of this incredible piece, that you are moved with a sense of joy and can feel the joy that is coming from the students as they perform it for you.
Baba Yetu Yetu Ye Binguni Yetu Yetu Amina Baba Yetu Yetu Ye Mjina La Koeli Tukuze Baba Yetu Yetu Ye Binguni Yetu Yetu Amina Baba Yetu Yetu Ye Mjina La Koeli Tukuze Utu Beleo Chocolate Chetu Tulecho Etaji Utu Semehe Makosa Yetu He
Hi, my name is Maurice Hall, and I'm the Dean of the School of the Arts and Communication here at the College of New Jersey. Welcome to this series that we're calling, ready? In the Hall with Dr. Hall. What we're going to do is we're going to show you around our facilities here at the School of the Arts and Communication to show you not only what happens in our spaces, but what we do, what you would be doing on a day-to-day basis if you're here, and the wonderful ways in which our spaces promote creativity, excitement, experimentation, innovation. We are in the Art and Interactive Multimedia Building, and we usually call it the AIM building for short. This is the building that houses 3 academic departments: journalism, interactive multimedia, and it also houses the art and art history department. So come along, let's go. So here we are on the 2nd floor of the AIM building. This is an exciting corridor at any time of the day. Students are here, they're in labs, they are working on projects. There's always lots of hum and buzz as students are doing the work that they do here. And more than anything else, you get to see students sitting in small groups in the corridors, collaborating with each other, working with each other. It's really quite exciting to see. So in this space, we're going to show you the TCNJ Makerspace. The Makerspace is a really cool space. We have students from across the college who come here from a wide variety of different classes. And the reason that they come to this space is because we do experimentation, innovation, we create new and exciting things. How do we do that? We have all sorts of machines here. We have 3D printers, we have laser cutters, we have CNC machines. We have all of that in this space with students from different backgrounds and disciplines collaborating here. And the results are absolutely exciting and spectacular. Students get to do new and different things sometimes that they never even thought they could do or make. Okay, so this is the space of our recording studio. In here, this is our control room, where the producer or whoever is listening to the music being made mixes and matches and does their technical magic. And then this is the cool part. If you come by here on a Thursday evening, any evening, you can hear groups doing live jamming inside here, and you can hear it throughout the whole building. Really cool.
Welcome to the segment of In the Hall with Dr. Hall. My name is Mark Kalinowski, and I am the recording studio manager as well as the Mayo Concert Hall manager. We've made a very substantial investment to allow students to get hands-on real-world experience, to realize their creative projects and outlets with some of the best industry standard professional equipment that's out there. For example, if you work in the recording studio or even over here in the Mayo Concert Hall, you're pretty much working with equipment that you're going to find in any major concert hall or any professional production facility.
Welcome to the Mildred and Ernest E. Mayo Concert Hall here in the Music Building at the College of New Jersey. And I'm standing in the lobby of this grand hall, and as you can see, it is absolutely beautiful with the wood paneling and the muted colors. On an evening when there's a concert here, when there are people milling about in the lobby, people talking and laughing, filled with excitement before a concert, it is absolutely fantastic. But that's not the best part. This is one of the most beautiful buildings on campus, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk with two of my colleagues about what happens in this very special place. Come with me.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me say it's just wonderful being back in here and being on the stage today.
Absolutely.
After such a long time. I think there's a number of things that make it such a special venue, and I don't just say that. First of all, as you mentioned, just coming into this space, it is strikingly beautiful. I think regardless of whether you're a performer or an audience member or a speaker, when you walk in here, you sense that something pretty important is going to happen.
Yeah, the first thing that came to mind when we came in here, and the space is relatively quiet today, are all the people that are connected to this space. First and foremost, I think of our students and their talent, their commitment to performing, their creativity, but also the team of people behind the scenes, including our amazing staff here at the college, as well as our student workers who work tirelessly to be certain we have well-run and exciting performances.
Welcome to Kendall Hall. This is one of our largest spaces on campus, an 800-seat proscenium theater. Let's go see what's inside. Welcome to the theater.
We do over 150 events, including lots of theater, dance, concerts from the music department, outside rentals, dance recitals, and in fact, departmental commencement and admissions.
We actually have a really active student theater groups on campus.
Absolutely.
Run by students themselves.
Yes, we have every Wednesday they have general membership meetings, and you can get involved in the theater simply by showing up.
So coming out of the Kendall main stage area, we are now walking behind the theater, and we are going to another exciting space. A TV studio! So this is the control room of our new all-digital TV studio. As you can see behind me here, it is almost always in use, incredibly busy at any time of day that you come in here, used by the students for Lions TV, who have their own TV station with their own TV channels. They make their own programs. They're here every Wednesday. It's an exciting group to be part of. Let's go inside and talk to one of my colleagues who's waiting for us in there. So tell me a little bit, what is Lions Television?
Lions Television is a completely student-run TV organization, and we have 7 different shows, and we use the studio for almost all of them. And everyone gets to do whatever job they want to do, and they get to learn every job in the studio. So there's camera people, there's a talent, there's the people that are in the control room, as a technical director, as the director, as a sound mixer, and we get to do everything in this amazing studio.
Well, Paul, it's great talking to you. I hope you can see yourself here in the Communication Studies Department, in TV, in film. Your opportunity to be part of Hollywood. Come join us here. See you on campus.
Is that better?
All right. It's
Awesome.
a wrap!
Hi, my name is Megan Resta, and I'm the Communication, Marketing, and Outreach Specialist in the School of the Arts and Communication at TCNJ. I'm here today to give you an overview of ArtsComm Digital. ArtsComm Digital is where the art of storytelling comes to life in an easily and accessible online format. It lives right on the TCNJ website, so you can watch student-generated content, virtual performances, alumni stories, and more from virtually anywhere. ArtsComm Digital is organized by sections: featured content, student shorts highlighting student-produced films, music masterpiece collection featuring the performances by the Department of Music, recital spotlights, TCNJ Theater Presents, and a special section for prospective and current students called Lion's Den. The digital platform includes embedded YouTube videos and links to web stories for you to read more about a particular subject. It also gives you access to virtual showcases organized by our academic departments, TCNJ Art Gallery, and the Smirnoff Collection. ArtsComm Digital is an initiative that evolved from an idea to bring the creative works by our vibrant community of storytellers, innovators, and changemakers directly to you. It is a result of the collaborative efforts of our students, faculty, and staff. This semester, a team of 7 ArtsComm student interns with skills in video editing, audio production, and graphic design have worked together with a professional staff to make this idea a reality. We hope ArtsComm Digital provides an outlet for you to stay connected, feel inspired, and experience the School of the Arts and Communication at TCNJ.
Thank you, Megan, very much. One of the interns that Megan alluded to, and you saw her name on the screen just a moment ago, is Alyssa D. Phillips, and we'll hear from her right now.
Hi, my name is Alyssa De Phillips. I am a senior graphic design major and marketing minor here at TCNJ. I am currently a member of ArtsComm Digital, where I create graphics and animations that we use in our projects. One of my favorite things about the graphic design program here is the process in which we create our work. You work so closely with other students and your professors, gaining feedback and other perspectives, and this all made my work a lot stronger. My professors have also always pushed me to use my creative skills to help others. One project that I created was an Instagram page called At Home for Kids, where I used illustrations and animations to help parents and children during the time of COVID-19. I created this to keep children occupied without needing the help of their parents. Something that I got involved with on campus was Art Honor Society, Kappa Pi, which I am now the vice president of. Being a part of this helped me meet new people outside of my major and build relationships. I was also able to help organize and run art events and connect students through art. So what I love most about the School of Arts and Communication is the great connections you're able to make with creative students just like yourself. My advice for prospective students would be never pass up an opportunity that comes your way, and just make the most of being a part of this amazing program. Thanks for listening.
Alyssa, thank you very much. And it's some great advice. And speaking of some of the folks that you can connect with, we'd now like to welcome in TCNJ trustee Tammy Tibbetts from the class of 2007. She is the co-founder and CEO of She's the First. Tammy, thank you for coming on. How about how talented all these guys are?
Oh gosh, I'm so blown away.
It's incredible to see what they've been able to accomplish in their time at TCNJ, but even beyond that. And you're kind of the same. I mean, you've been able to accomplish a lot of different things with She's the First. What are some of the things that you learned at TCNJ that have made a difference in the real world for you?
Yeah, well, something that I want the high school students watching to know is that when I arrived at TCNJ, I had just been voted the most shy in my high school yearbook. I was the first in my family to go to college. So I came to campus wanting to discover my voice and use the power of my voice to make a difference in the world. So at first, TCNJ trained me on how I could realize my dream of becoming a journalist. And I did land my dream job in a very competitive job at Hearst Magazines, where I worked for 5 years in digital media. But then I had started a social awareness campaign called She's the First on social media back in 2009, and that ended up blowing up into a nonprofit. So I pivoted and quit my job to become the CEO and as co-founder of She's the First, which is a nonprofit that fights for girls around the world to be educated, respected, and heard. I still use the skills that I was taught as a journalism student every day, particularly in storytelling around our impact, in our advocacy work to get people to care about the issue. And I found a lot of success in doing that. So it's been my focus for the last decade. And today we are partners with Michelle Obama. I have raised over $10 million for the cause. And next month, I officially become an author. My book is out, Impact, a step-by-step plan to create the world you want to live in.
Now, what was the idea behind the book?
So after leading social change for 10 years, I thought, I've learned a lot of lessons and sharpened a lot of tools on how you can sustain change making in, whatever your passion is, whatever your talents. And I wanted to be able to share that with more people so that everyone could tap their potential for making a difference. And I don't believe you need to work at a nonprofit to do that. I think especially if you have communication skill sets as a filmmaker, a graphic designer, whatever it is, you have so much power to get people thinking about the issues and the problems that need to be fixed in our lifetime.
Give me your thoughts on ArtsComm Digital and how it can be used to impact the social issues on campus and even off campus.
Well, I'm a big believer that these movements for social change have to be multi-generational. And when we look to our youngest generation, it's the most diverse generation in history. And are we listening to young voices and what they have to say? I recognize that can become overwhelming, especially for those of us who are older and, you can't keep track of which social media platform, where should I be looking to see this great work? So I think it makes all of our lives a little easier to be like, okay, I can just go and look at ArtsComm Digital to see what the freshest and the most talented voices of TCNJ students are saying. And then as you discover their work, I challenge all of us to then go out and share it because, we should be using our access, especially as alumni, to get these talented voices out into the world.
Yeah, we've seen some of those talented voices today. Tammy, thank you very much. Good luck with the book and good luck with everything that you've been able to accomplish and will accomplish in the future.
Oh, thanks so much, Tom.
Yep. All right. So Tammy Tibbet's our guest. We heard from one of our student interns a few moments ago. Now we're going to hear from another one, Seth Kalaroff, a senior communication studies major with specialization in radio, television, and film, and minors in interactive multimedia and marketing.
Hi, I'm Seth Kalaroff. I'm a senior studying communications with a specialization in radio, television, and film. I'm also minoring in interactive multimedia and marketing, and I am part of ArtsComm Digital. I initially joined TCNJ because my sister was studying at the school. She was majoring in both communications and marketing. So when I toured the Kendall Hall facility, I absolutely fell in love with it, specifically the TV station. In high school, I was actively involved in musical theater and producing short films. So when I discovered that TCNJ offered courses on radio, television, and film, and its impact on the world today, I knew that I belonged in the communications department. I'm involved in Lions Television, TCNJ's very own on-campus TV station, and Student Film Union, a collective group of students that like to produce and direct short films. Throughout my 4 years of being involved in these organizations, I've been featured on and off camera, and I've produced and directed my own short films, some even being recognized on a national level. My favorite part of ArtsComm Digital is being able to collaborate with like-minded students that have the same passion as I do for radio, television, and film. I can't wait for TCNJ students to be able to share their own creative work on this platform.
Seth, thank you again for that. Some creative work that Seth and everybody has put together already for ArtsComm Digital. All right, well, speaking of ArtsComm Digital, it is my pleasure now to introduce Dr. Jeffrey Osborne, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at TCNJ.
Thanks so much, Tom, both for being here today and for everything that you've done for TCNJ. I want to thank Dean Hall for the invitation to be part of today's launch. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day. And I want to say good afternoon to members of the College of New Jersey community who have joined us this afternoon, including our alumni and friends, and a special welcome to our prospective students and their parents. It has been wonderful to hear from our students, our alumni, faculty, and staff, and to really see the creative work featured on ArtsComm Digital. During this pandemic, it's important to continue to be creative and resourceful. And this new platform is a terrific example of this type of innovation from our students and our School of Arts and Communication. This is clearly a time of reckoning for our country, our state, and our institution regarding racial and social justice. And the power of storytelling with a focus on making real and lasting social impact is more relevant now than ever. Our students, exemplified by the content on this site, intend to use this new platform to emphasize and accomplish just that. The arts are crucial for helping us to make sense of the significantly changed and continuing to change world around us. And TCNJ nurtures our students who are creative and who think outside of the box. I'm proud to say that this platform exemplifies some of the best of our students' creative and artistic work, and I look forward to watching the evolution of the site and to being inspired by it well into the future. I especially want to thank everyone who was involved in creating and launching this new platform. On behalf of President Foster and the College of New Jersey, I now formally declare the ArtsComm digital platform open. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Dr. Osborne, thank you very much. And you can see the URL at the bottom of the screen right there. We invite all of you to visit as many times as you would like. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you think it will impact society and also how it will impact the student body as well. We thank everybody for being part of this today. We are going to close with one more look at someone who's had an impact already at TCNJ and with ArtsComm Digital. Please welcome Jake Lucy to close out our show. Thank you, everybody.
The spread of the coronavirus. The World Health Organization says the risk of the virus expanding worldwide is now classified as very high.
In this coronavirus pandemic, the death toll in this country surpassing 20,000. That includes more than 2,000 lives lost in the last 24 hours. America's deadliest day yet. 783 deaths in New York alone.
In these dark times, your mind can get clouded with fear. You have to look through a different lens and see what life is truly about. Recognize the beauty in every single moment, and a sense of peace will follow. Be thankful for friends and family. Care for others, and they will care back. And as cheesy as it sounds, spread love. We all could use some right now.